RESA TV presents in 3, 2, 1, Dateline Schools with your host, Terry Harrington.
All this week on Dateline Schools, had the chance to reflect back as we talked with Dr. Joanne Hopper, who's the Director of Education Services here at St. Clair County RESA, who is retiring at the end of the month. And Joanne, where do you kind of see education heading in the future now that you've had a chance to look back on the last 28 years and see where it's been going over that time period?
Well, I think we're going to use a lot more, as I mentioned a couple days ago, technology to bring personalized learning tools to students. But I think there's going to be much more of a push. It happened about 15 years ago and it still hasn't been realized, but toward connecting learning with authentic audiences. And we're seeing some of that cropping up in our county where students, for example, the Marysville students presenting projects for the DTE property, you know, they're actually transforming their own learning by thinking about what can I do for my community. And we're going to see a lot more of that, I believe, because kids get excited when they have something to say. They want to have a voice. And I hope anyway, I mean, that's my dream and my sort of my charge for the people coming after me is don't let that vision die, that we have this connected, meaningful learning.
We have Brenda Tenniswood is coming in to replace you and as Director of Education Services, and yet there's still a lot of us other ones who are still here as well. What advice do you have for her and for us as you leave?
Well, Brenda and I have worked together for, I think, 8 years, almost since I came here anyway, and I feel like she's really got a great vision for implementing. So she always knows how to support initiatives and build that strong support for teachers and administrators. So I'm looking forward to that. And I guess my advice for her was just to continue networking. We started networking already last week with our statewide counterparts. She'll be going with me to other meetings before I leave. And that network of professionals across the state is really strong. There's a lot of leaders in our state who are committed to supporting our K-12 schools. And I'm sure she'll continue that strongly. And I actually forgot your last question.
And I guess the other question is we got about 1,500 students who are graduating this year here from St. Clair County Schools. Get one last shot to give them some advice. What would you give them?
Well, I think they need to make their own path and not worry about, do I fit into this role or that role, but really find their own talent, skills, and interests through whatever mechanisms they can use and get themselves out there in internships, job shadowings. That's one of the key things we're trying to make happen in our county so that every student has that kind of opportunity so they can test out the waters of these different career experiences. And they need to have an entrepreneurial spirit in many cases because jobs are transforming. There's going to be a lot of collaboration going on that they need to still have the teamwork skills and everything, but they have to be able to invent and reinvent themselves.
Well, for Joanne, I'm going to miss you. It's been a pleasure to work with you all these years. For Dateline Schools, I'm Terry Harrington. Dateline Schools is a production of St. Clair County RESA.